I'm the founder and managing director of Why Do Birds. We're a Berlin-based agency, and they actually flew in from Berlin beginning of the week, and I think I have to tell this story because I'm always very excited when I come to a new place, or I've been to New York before, but this is always extremely exciting because it's very different than anything else, and it's really overwhelming to be here, not just the prices, but so I always look around, is there anything I can find that's familiar that, you know, certainly calms me down and gives me a feeling of being at home or something. And this time when I walked around the streets, I realized actually that there's Oktoberfests everywhere. Has anybody gone to an Oktoberfest in New York? Oh yeah, okay. Because in Germany that's impossible. It's based in Munich, and I come from Berlin. Nobody would dare to have an Oktoberfest in Berlin. But they have it here in New York. And so they sell supposedly original German beer and original German food. And I came across this sign, original German Knockwurst. Has anybody eaten a Knockwurst? Spelled K-N-O-C-K, like a knock. Knockwurst. It doesn't exist. Trust me, I've never ever seen a Knockwurst in Germany. If you're ever in Germany, do ask for a Knockwurst when you're in Germany. And if there's anything you need to remember from my talk, that there's no such thing as a Knockwurst. But it's nice that you're at Oktoberfest. And I passed a bar and it said Oktoberfest. That was also good. Okay. People who know Why Do Birds always think, oh, we're a sonic branding agency. That's what we're, I guess, famous for. But what people don't know, that we've also been a motion design and motion branding agency actually ever since we started. And that's what I'm going to talk about today, the motion branding of Team Deutschland. As you have the Team USA, it's the Olympic team. And I'm going to show you a little bit of how we brought the motion branding elements into their communication. It's a little bit of a formal job, as you will see, so it's not as flashy. That's the logo of Team D, Team Deutschland. And there's also, actually talking about sonic branding, there is a sonic logo. Not invented by us, but the beginning is, it's the first few notes of the German anthem. So there's always a story behind it, and that's where it was derived from, which is a nice idea if you're thinking about a German team. Okay, so let's go. About what we wanted to do in the motion branding. When we start a process, we always start with workshops with our clients, and we need a basis, we need a strong foundation. So we talk about the current visual style, we talk about their brand stories, their storytelling narratives, and we talk about tonalities and all that, which is important because that gives us a strong foundation for developing motion design principles, and that's what we need, principles. So what are these principles? We came up, or actually, we didn't come up with them, but there was 3 things where we derived our principles from. First is the shape, then there's the colors, and then there's movement. So, number 1, the shape. It has to be round. A lot of things in sports are round. If you're kicking a ball, it's usually a round ball, not in the States. If it's football, I guess it's not that round as it is in Germany. Or if you're running on a track, it's round, and the D is round, and that's where that's the logo, and that's from the design. So we thought we need to keep these round shapes and make sure we can pick up on that and have Ds, as you can see, all the little round shapes. We said, okay, let's use them also for motion design, and we can have a D in all variations. So big Ds, half Ds, sort of longish Ds, or even longerish Ds, and even little negative forms from a D. And we can work with these shapes, as you will see later on. The second principle is the colors, and this, well, very clever from us. We chose the 3 colors from the German flag, black, red, and gold. They're paramount, and actually we didn't quite have a choice. Those were the colors, and these are our primary colors. We also always have a big bit of white space. It's required when you're working in design, so white and black can be sometimes substituted. The third thing the third principle is the movement. That's, I guess, the important bit. The first thing we thought about with the movement is that when we have a color sequence, it should always be black, red, and gold. That's the way the colors come in. And maybe more interesting in movement, what we came up with, that there should be a certain way how we want movement to happen. In some way also honoring the athletes themselves. And it's a principle we call anticipation. And it's like in most sports, there's always like a counter movement before we go into the main movement. Like if you're kicking a ball with your foot, you wouldn't do it like that. You would always sweep back, and then kick it like that. And we like that idea of things going back and like throwing something. You wouldn't do like that, but always go back first. And that counter movement and moving forward is incorporated into our motion design. Okay, oh yeah, I brought a little visual on how that could look. Very fancy, bow and arrow. You pull it back and then off you go straight forward. And that's a nice principle, as it's always very fluid thing that can happen in motion. Okay, so let's put this into practice. How does our motion design now look, derived from these three principles? There's always, obviously, a list of deliverables that the client needs. Like when you're creating a video, you need title animations, you need lower thirds, you need sort of like info boxes, and there's always transitions. And so we have to design all these things with our ideas, with the colors and the shape and the movement. To start, before I go into the details, I'll show you a little video on how these formal branding elements, what they can look like. Here we go.
Und so sieht es aus, wenn ich mich vor dem Training aufwärme.
So maybe you already saw some of the ideas and the principles that are in there. Just to go into a bit more detail on some of them. Okay, so you see something like this, like a headline, up to 3 lines text here. We have the color at the top from the German flag, and we have the D shape. We have the anticipation movement. Is when the type goes out, it goes back and goes forward again. So we have that, and oh yeah, I'll show it you in motion up on the top there. You see that, and when the typo leaves, it's like that. I like the one with the waving flag because in the background, the colors is just there's a movement of they call it the waving flag of the colors. Here we go. So we can keep that alive in some way. There's similar to the one with the headlines here, how they come in, go out. Or the recharge, also the charging comes in with the colors. Yeah, here we go. What I like a lot are the transitions, because we could be a little more creative here and try different things, work with the round shapes and the colors, obviously, and the movement. So we could have as a transition like this round ball, the table of metals we called it, come out, and you can change from one sequence to the other. The second one, like coming from the relay race, very simple. And yeah, the tartan track is a good one. And I think my favorite is the coming together, because it shows how, you know, when teams, if it's a team effort, before they start or go into like the competition, they all come together and I don't know, cheer themselves up and fire themselves up. And you can really see that, how that works here, how they come together and then move apart again. So I like those. the closing element with the Sonic logo here with the YouTube end card. It's quite straightforward. And yeah, there's a little round shape again. The important thing is obviously to stay flexible, and you can use these elements in a more reserved and not so loud way. Put them like, use them just not be too upfront. But there's also a captivating, more powerful, more dynamic way of doing it. I'm going to show you a little bit of the more captivating one on just how the elements come into play in a video.
Wir sind Team Deutschland.
Wir sind überzeugt, dass wir im Team am stärksten sind.
Wir wollen Erfolg, aber nicht um jeden Preis.
Wir sind stolze Botschafter für unser Land.
Wir sind Vorbild und Inspiration.
Wir sind Team Deutschland.
So we're not the ones creating the videos as such. We created these just as a proof of concept how it works with the elements. But we gave the client these elements so they can be easily recognizable in all the communication. And yeah, I'm not going to go through all of these again because you just saw them. All the different elements. Here we go. So yeah, and the thing is, you need the clients to be able to work with them. So what we do, because we're not creating all the content, so what we do create is we create the templates for them to use, and they have their own in-house social media team with a few people who they can use After Effects and Premiere Pro, but they're not like a real agency. And they're really, really happy if they can have these templates and they can use them all. They have their video, if they create it themselves, or if they use stock footage or videos they get from anywhere, they can easily apply that. And that makes them recognizable. And that's basically all I had to show, but I'm here by myself today. I would have come together with the brand manager from the Team D brand team, and he didn't get the budget approval for the flight. If I had told them that there's an Oktoberfest here, maybe they would have changed their minds. But he sent a video message, and if you think my German had a hard accent, listen to his. And that's Florian, we call him Flo. And here's his flow on the project. Just 1 minute and then we're done.
Hi, I'm Florian. I'm head of brand management and design for the German Olympic team called Team Deutschland. Before the Paris Games, we already had a strong visual identity and a powerful sound identity. But in anticipation of the massive increase of social media and the importance of moving images for our communication, we needed to go further. We needed a tool that consistently helped us to build brand awareness and reach for the Team D brand. Together with Why Do Birds, we developed a clear and defined motion branding that helped us to achieve this goal. The variety of motion branding elements helped us to tell the story right. Successful, as I would say, because we doubled our reach and we doubled our awareness for the Team D brand. Thank you very much and enjoy the presentation of Alex Wodrich from Why Do Birds.
Thank you.
One of the things that is kind of quite striking with anything to do with the Olympics is it's so cyclical, and you do some great work and then all of a sudden, you know, it's a new team and a new squad and a new vision and so on and so forth. Do you think this is now just going to be pushed aside and the next thing, or are there already kind of a strategy to keep this going forward?
We're keep on pushing this forward, and there will be adaptations. We're already starting with the adaptations for the next Olympic Games. Is there going to be a certain thing that's going to change and keep it alive, and we can expand on those. I mean, the principles will stay the same, but we can always grow from there. And what we're also working on is a software tool that employees can employ these motion elements by themselves without having a Premiere Pro or After Effects knowledge of skills or licenses of that. And so, yeah, we want to make it easily accessible for everybody.
Rupali from Meta Design. Alex, can you tell us how you actually won the pitch, or how did you get to do this? Like, what was the process? What were you asked to show as proof of concept that it would work or that you were the right partner?
I had already looked for a motion design agency, and we were connected on LinkedIn, and I was posting that we were looking for a motion designer at some point. And then he called me up and said, Alex, I didn't know you guys were doing motion. You thought you were only doing sound. And I said, no, we're also doing motion. He said, well, they have an offer on the table, and they were just about to sign it, but we also want to pitch. And I said, yes, we do. And we went over there and showed him what we do. And he said, I think we'll be the ones. And that was actually quite simple. Well, yeah, so it was lucky that he saw us or found us in the right moment. And but then obviously we had to show what we do, what we can do.